decided to come on here because I seen a lot of people outraged with regards to Donald Trump saying that he doesn't care about people's individual finances. And I don't know what exactly is controversial other than Donald Trump has always presented himself in that way. Donald Trump has never presented himself otherwise. So I genuinely do not understand why there seems to be this outrage with something that's obviously evident to most of us. What has presented to anyone other than what Donald Trump actually was honest about? He was honest. He didn't try to bullshit. He actually was genuinely honest about him not giving two shits about your financial situation right now. But I just don't understand how it is that this became such compelling news that everyone seems to be recycling it all over the fucking media. Right now, I literally have seen like 5 or 6 videos where people are being asked, "What do you think about it?" Well, the same reaction that I would expect from Republicans has been they have been in defense or they say that he didn't mean it because everyone is a Donald Trump ghost whisperer. They know what he's thinking as he's saying things, so they will always defend him. I just find it intriguing where it's so controversial to so many people. Donald Trump hasn't given a shit about anything or anyone who's been impacted with anything that he's done throughout the course of his presidency, both first and second time around. And I'm going to be doing a live where I'm going to go extensively through the list of things that he's gone and done and why people seem so intrigued about him doing it and not giving a shit. This is an individual that's building a Trump arch. And that seems controversial, but the fact of the matter is, did anyone forget about the plane? No? Did anyone forget about Trump University? Because I haven't. These are things that he's done prior or during his presidency and even after. Didn't he try to make money off the presidency? So I just sometimes I feel like people are just being performative for the sake of clout chasing. The fact of the matter is, him telling the United States citizens that he doesn't give a shit about their own financial situations, that's not news. That's just Donald Trump actually being honest about how he feels about people in this country. He's never given a shit about anybody but himself. So I don't know why this became so compelling, but hey, everyone needs to report on something. The fact of the matter is, what people should be talking about is the fact that people had their rights watered down, right? Because the Voting Right Act was impacted really heavily, where people from the BIPOC community just had their representation diminished, right? And for people that I have come across so often, the one universal thing that I don't see people genuinely discussing, not at the levels that if indeed you want to impact change, is the midterm elections. You've had special elections, you've had primaries, you've had a midterm election that's coming in about 5, 6 months. And the reality of the matter is, I really haven't seen a change in behavior in this country that would allude me to think that people are engaged enough for us to be assured that the Democratic Party is going to pull out a victory. I'm sorry when I hear Hakeem Jeffries say that we're going to win the House, and I walk these streets and I walk the malls and I see people so absolutely disengaged. You can ask people anything relative that has happened recently that should have been impactful to them, and they don't have a fucking clue. So why are you walking around with this level of confidence that you feel that the Democratic Party, it's a formality that they've already won the midterms when you have no goddamn idea whether there's going to be other tactics that are going to be utilized that's going to disenfranchise people from voting? Right now, you have some measures like birthright citizenship and him wanting denaturalization to become a common thing to where he said a number of 300 people on a monthly basis being denaturalized. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who do not understand, that's basically taking your citizenship and putting a fucking lighter to it. Those of you who are beneficiaries of birthright citizenship, yeah, that kind of applies to you too. The fact of the matter is there is no community that is safe, not even you Puerto Ricans. Because I promise you, there has been already whispers that they're working on a way to denaturalize you, to take away your citizenship. So I think people in this country are walking around with a false sense of security. The midterms are not here. They're approximating, but they're not here. The fucking primaries in some states like California are absolutely vital for people to be engaged, to assure that at least there's one Democrat that is going to be at the top of the ticket along with maybe another Republican. But at the very least, it gives you a fighting chance to keep it blue because you sure as hell do not want the fourth largest economy in the world falling into the hands of the Republican Party because they have absolutely decimated the economy. The numbers are in, ladies and gentlemen. 3.8% inflation rate, and that is up from 3.3%. Unemployment is at 4.3%. Okay? Everything has exponentially gone up. Your fucking fruits have gone up from last year. Pork has gone up. So I don't understand why these things don't seem compelling enough to get people engaged. Yes, I've seen some people who show apathy of having ever supported Donald Trump. My problem with that is Donald Trump has been pretty goddamn consistent and you fell for it and now you because you were impacted by what we warned you against, now you want us to what? To have this kumbaya moment where we can sit at the table and let bygones be bygones? No, absolutely not. You have to earn you have to earn your way back into normal society because you put this country on its heels, and I mean democracy. Right now, Donald Trump has ghost whispered being president for another 10 years. What does that mean to you? It means an authoritarian government. It means a dictatorship. And I'm sorry to tell you, the Republican Party is all but willing to let it happen. Because in many cases, I would not be surprised that the majority of the cabinet members for Donald Trump have exponentially grown their wealth. I don't know about regular MAGA supporters, but I know that the hierarchy of the party most definitely is making money off this presidency. And the Republican politicians in the House, they're not doing shit. The Senate, they're not doing shit. They may be the adults, but they're still not doing shit. We actually have a COVID fucking congressional committee meeting about rehashing something in the midst of, yes, the Epstein files, in the midst of an Iran war, in the midst of fucking inflation at 3.8%, in the midst of unemployment at 4.3%. And this is the opportune time that they choose to start rehashing the fucking COVID, making it seem like they were correct, ignoring the fact that 1 million United States citizens perished because of the ineptitude of Donald Trump and his ineffectiveness of trying to save lives. And this is now something that they decided that they wanted to take on. Not release, not pressure, no, not pressure to release all those Epstein files, right? This is what they decide to do, create another distraction so that people can stop focusing on the things that they don't want you to focus on. We should be reminding them every week when are those files coming out? When are the Epstein files coming out? When are they going to be given a date to fucking sit in front of Congress? They don't want to do it because they're probably on the goddamn list too. So my question is, if you want to be effective and pull back on some of the things that the Republican Party have been doing, well, it's obvious to me at very least. It means start talking about the midterm elections. Start doing opposition research, even on your own candidates, to assure that you know that they are truly what you expect. Stop deifying candidates. They are imperfect. Whether you think they're perfect or not, they are imperfect. Full stop. There is no candidate that's not going to have something that they can go after. Your job is to make sure that that doesn't become the fucking the thing that takes over their entire candidacy. Like I said, there is a lot of things all happening at the same time. I've always been able to walk and talk and chew gum at the same time, but a lot of people don't seem to have that ability or just don't want to entertain it, you know? And it's very hard. These platforms are very hard to inform people because you got to be hyperbolic. Um, you've got to be confrontational, which I'm both. I just choose to not utilize that all the time. Fact of the matter is, everything that I say, whether I say it on TikTok, whether I say it on Facebook, whether I say it on Instagram, whether I say it on Substack, I am pretty goddamn consistent. And the fact of the matter is, this country is going to go down in fucking flames, and it's gonna be because of the lack of people recognizing the moment for what it is. People don't want to change their behavior. People want their lives the least impacted as possible while showing that they're impacted by what's happening. It sounds stupid, right? That's because it is. Because this is a bullshit way to say that you are bothered by it, but not enough for you to engage in it. And this is why we are in this spot. And honestly, I don't see how it is that we're going to get out of this situation, because it's going to take recognizing from people that this is not normal times. This is not 2022, where people were a little more comfortable with a common sense president that wouldn't do erratic shit like Donald Trump is doing. Unfortunately, your blind idealism is what drove us right back into this situation. Those of you who were willing to put this country in this situation because you felt that the ceasefire that you were requesting with the Ukraine or the Gaza, the Middle East conflict wasn't moving at the pace that you wanted. And what you did is compound the problem because you just put the same person that we warned you that was going to make it worse back in power. But like I said, most of you will probably just walk past by and not give a shit anyway. But I'm still gonna keep doing these videos because I don't do this shit for clout. I do this shit because I give a fuck.